Hello folks. Alright, I thought I'd try a little experiment of making a film about the Pink Moon fanzine, starting with issue number 21, which was the very last issue of Pink Moon. Pink Moon started in mid-90s, 94 possibly, and the first 19 issues were published in the 90s, and then I retired from doing it, and then when all of the information, or most of it, the best bits of it, was collected together and published in my book, which is that one, I created a couple more issues of the fanzine just to celebrate the release of the book. It had a different name by then. Originally it was called Pink Moon with an I, and around about issue 17 changed it to a Pink Moon with a Y. That was just to give it its own identity, really, just to make it stand out a bit and give it its own sort of unique name. Wish I'd thought of it earlier, but I didn't, so that's why it just came in around about issue 17. So this was the last issue. It's got a nice picture on the front by a guy called Dobby. He lives in somewhere in Asia, Indonesia, Philippines, I can't remember now, but he's a blogger who does these lovely little drawings, and he gave me permission to use that for the front cover. On the back we got some artwork by Kurt Swinghammer. I think he's over in Toronto, and he recorded a 12-inch with versions of Riverman on one side and a Donovan track on the other side, and he drew 4 paintings as possible covers. In the end, the one on the bottom right of the top 4 was chosen as the 12-inch cover. And also he was connected to Luke Jackson, who was doing the Songs of Nick Drake tour at that time. See there, it says the Songs of Nick Drake, Sunday, November 18, Toronto. So let's have a look inside, see what we got. So this came out in December 2012. And the first story is about I Saw Nick Drake Photographs of Keith Morris, which was that huge, beautiful book full of Keith Morris photographs, retailing for about £500, I think. I went to a lovely launch party that night, got lots of free beer, and bumped into lots of nice people, had a good time there. Followed by Nick Drake, a Gareth Dixon interview. Gareth Dixon's a very talented musician who plays with various different people, but also was doing a part-time Nick Drake tribute set called Nick Drake, funny name. And then there's a book review of Trailblazers, pretty awful book that was, and then a book review of a nice book, The Beverly Martin Story, and various other bits and pieces. Some articles by Colin Betts, of course, wrote a book which included his memoirs of travelling in Africa with Nick, then some reviews, etc, etc. So let's have a quick look through. This is all, there's a picture of the big Keith Morris photo book, then going into Gareth Dixon interview. I'm rushing a bit now because my camera battery is about to run out. Then the Trailblazers book by David Brett, which doesn't get a very shining review, I'm afraid, so I didn't think it was all that great. And the review of the Beverly Martin Story. A section about an interesting website which details all the areas that Nick was connected to, places he stayed in London where photos and that were taken. A few old vintage adverts in there. Colin Betts, some song lyrics. He wrote a song about Nick, Forever High, and a little essays written there. Then the review sections. We've got a DVD review, CD review, another CD review, another book review by Clinton Halin, and then a miscellaneous section, various bits of news and stuff that was going on regarding Nick Drake in 2012. And a little sign-off bit from me at the end. There's another vintage advert, and again in the back page, another Which Season advert. So that's it pretty much. I've still got some copies of this magazine available for sale. You can search Nick Drake fanzine on eBay or on Go to Facebook and just type in Nick Drake Pink Moon with a Y in the pink, and you should be able to find my site there with a link to eBay again to purchase the fanzines. They're dead cheap. I sell 4 copies for like a pound each in a bundle, plus £1 something postage. So there you go, that was Pink Moon 21. Hopefully you'll be back with another video soon. I guess we'll go backwards. We start at 21, we'll go back down, so number 20 will be next. Bye now.